Yo, what is going on, everybody? TSR family, your boy Heck in the building. Got my boy Smurf. Just the two of us today. Just the two of us. How you doing, baby? You doing good? What?
You call me baby?
Let's redo this shit.
What? No, we rolling. We rolling. We rolling. We rolling. We rolling. Anyways.
I said it with such confidence, too. And I look straight at
pause.
Hey, fast forward. Fast forward.
Field.
Hey. Well, hey, NFL in the building. I mean, in the books. Week 2 is... I'm fucking way off today. Oh, hold on. Take it away, Bled. Just
anyways, we back at it like a crack addict. TSR show. We back. NFL week 2 over. You know, it ended with an ass whooping on the Lions by the Packers.
They
Packers
back?
were looking a little bit sluggish at the beginning, but Aaron Jones went off. He lost his dad's. I guess, what do you call it when someone gets burned? Ashes, like a chain with his ashes. He lost it in the.
Yeah, it was on his necklace. Yeah,
I don't know if he ever found it, but yeah. What a week 2! What a week 2! What you got off the top?
No, you started off.
Okay, so my off the top is basically I want to know why Hispanic Heritage Month doesn't get promoted in sports and around the world as such. Even Asian American, the Asian month.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. What?
The Asian month? It was just funny how you said it. I'm sorry. I'm not, no disrespect. That sounded really funny right here.
They got a month, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they do.
But
why are you covering your face?
Because I don't want it to look bad.
Hey, you got the.
I ain't trying to get canceled. Oh shit.
But anyways,
got my
it doesn't get okay. So in the NBA, there's Black History Month, and they wear it on their shirt. They promote it. I do not see that a lot in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
In baseball, I mean, once in a while you get Los and for a jersey change, but sports, y'all need to do better. Promote it.
Yeah, you see a lot everywhere else. I feel like the NBA does a good thing about kind of celebrating, but also it is a longer season, and it falls into months that are celebrated in. You would love to see it more in baseball, especially because you see a lot of the stars now in baseball. A lot of them are from overseas. You got a Japanese guy that is just taking over. That is almost being the face of baseball.
Ohtani?
And Tatis, yeah, and Ohtani, Tatis. You see all these players from around the world that are coming by and they're playing at a high level, and they're no scrubs. And you would think that the MLB would kind of try to take that away, not take it away, but follow the same model that the NBA was doing. The NFL, I see it in the NFL because it should be celebrated, especially in the first month of NFL. But the NFL is kind of just, it stays in its own lane. I don't know. That's kind of how I feel. The NFL just kind of, it does that, and it's more, I feel like NFL is the more patriotic of the group, if that makes sense.
What do you mean patriotic? In terms of just America?
Yeah.
I'm really American?
Yeah, it's military and football. They celebrate the salute to service and all that, salute to all those that fight for us and I almost cussed. And
recording on here, right?
Yeah, did you forget?
Okay.
All right.
No, this thing died, and I just put a new battery in.
Oh, okay. Good thing we put that in. Damn. We're learning from our technical difficulties, but I feel you on that one, bro. Like they need to do a better job, especially, but also not just in sports, around the nation. Like every how we celebrate all these other holidays and a lot of and nobody gets celebrated as on a diverse level, I guess you could say. And no, I don't have it off the top.
Oh, you don't?
No, I forgot
No
it.
lightsaber talk? No, Hector.
Honestly, I had one, but well, that can wait till next week. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But let's get into NFL. Let's do some
Um,
shit right now.
let's get into it. What do you want to start off with?
Well, I'm pretty sure uh, some guest of the show wanted us to call because he don't want to drive.
He don't want to. He don't want to pull up.
Yeah, he
don't
ain't
wanna
trying to pull up for some reason. It's I have a like Greg pulled up farther than this dude
after a loss.
Yeah, and pulled up, and he said he's willing to come every week if we want him. As he's not here, but
So we're gonna take it down to the insider.
To
we're
the
gonna talk
insider.
about them Steelers smoking on that Steeler pack.
Raiders
You know.
take it away with the dub. Look good too. After week one, Steelers are back. Steelers are back. Everybody talking about it in week one. Steelers are back. Oh, look. This is what we do. We're gonna go 11-0 again. And the Raiders come out and just put them in place. They put them in check. So I don't know who is he on the phone right now?
Yes,
Is
he
Joe on
is.
the phone? So go ahead, talk to him. You Raiders, the Steelers.
Take it away.
What do you want me to say?
What is your retort to Heckelek?
Yeah, Steelers are still in play. I think we need to take a look at the team that just beat the Steelers. They beat the Ravens, and I don't know if you guys watched Sunday night, but the Ravens beat the Chiefs, so yikes. The Raiders were also one of the very few teams to beat the Chiefs last year. So I don't personally look at it as though the team did bad. I'm not going to make excuses. Yeah, we had injuries, but look, bro, you got to play. You got to play through that. Steelers, I think, they got a lot of young players, and, those young players got to play up to the big leagues. You're in the big leagues for a reason, A lot of people keep saying that Ben is washed. I haven't seen it. I don't know if you guys watched the game, if you guys saw it.
So let me ask you this. I don't mean to interrupt you. Let me ask you this. Okay, so looking at that game, and I sent you that chart. Looking at that game, what is the issue? To me, the issue right now with the Steelers is the offensive line, both in running the ball and pass protecting. I don't think Big Ben is the major issue. He's a issue. He's not the major issue. But I think the offensive line has a lot to do with it. What is your response to that?
Well, a lot of people act like when Steelers fans talk about the Steelers, like we're still talking about Big Ben like he's a top 10 quarterback. He's not top 15 anymore, and he doesn't need to be. I think when that defense is completely healthy, I don't think there's a team in the NFL, there's an offense in the NFL that could step up to them.
Oh.
Yeah. Let me
To-
just bring
to
up
the-
an example
to the
here.
defense?
It's not an excuse. I'm just telling you guys
Well, the Raider
information
did.
on how significant some of the players were. Before TJ Watt got hurt, Derek Carr didn't even have like 70 yards. And then as soon as TJ Watt gets hurt, Derek Carr explodes for 300 plus yards. And it's like, well, yeah, it's because now he knows, like, okay, well, I don't got a stud rushing at me no more. Yeah, this guy's good. Well, we're giving some respect. Highsmith is good. Ingram is good, but they're not TJ Watt, bro. So he got comfortable.
Look,
He did good. He did what he needed to do. What? Go ahead.
the whole TJ Watt injury, I get it. He got hurt. So did the right tackle. Now, but with that being, but hang on. He's a rookie. He's a rookie, and a matter of fact, his replacement might have done better. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, Derek Carr was managing the game in terms of short passes. short passes, get rid of the ball quick. His IQ. When he noticed that Derek or that TJ Watt went out, at that point he's more like, all right, I got a little bit more time in the pocket. I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna throw some deep balls.
And that kudos to Derek Carr, man, because he adjusted. He said, hey, just because TJ Watt is hurt doesn't mean I got to be hurt. So, of course.
But he did get lit up on that bomb to Ruggs. He did get hit.
Hey, man, respect.
So I'm gonna ask you. Is this more good Raiders or bad Steelers?
I would say it's a combination of both. Steelers, the way I talk about the Steelers, the way I believe in the Steelers, they got to come in there and they got to debo the Raiders. But give the Raiders credit, they're not about to get deboed by no team. And you watched the game; it was close. It wasn't a blowout. The Raiders won by 2 scores technically, but it was not 2 scores until like the last 5 minutes of the game. Steelers still had a chance to come back in. I just now realized I didn't answer your question earlier when I started talking about TJ. To fix this team, it's not necessarily the offensive line that's the issue. It's not the receivers. It's not Ben. I feel like what it is the attitude of the whole offense. I don't know if you saw that, but they lit Big Ben up. They knocked him down, or they hit him like 10 times. I don't know if you saw that.
They did.
Like, technically, Crosby and Nassib didn't have a sack. I think, well, one of your other dudes had 2. They didn't technically, the main guys didn't have a sack, but they were still lighting Ben up. None of the offensive linemen were picking him up. That's usually a sign that, like, your quarterback doesn't have the respect of the line. And they're all rookies. You got 4 rookies and a guy that got ejected.
And did you notice when Derek Carr got hurt, everybody was there?
Right. And let me bring up an example of kind of what I mean. Is you remember when Mason Rudolph convinced the Cleveland defender to rip his own helmet off and smack him in the head with it?
Yes.
Marquise Pouncey and all the other linemen, they jumped on him. I think it was Myles Garrett. They jumped on Myles Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, you're not going to hit our backup quarterback like that. I just don't think that the current offensive line, they're not bad. They're not playing bad. They're just not finishing. They're just not, like, maybe it's because they're young, they're baby faced. They're just not tough right now.
And then your coach needs to go for it on 4th and 1.
Yeah, I was going to say there's 2 pivotal plays in this game that really kind of shifted. The game wasn't over, in all honesty, until Tomlin didn't go for it on 4th and 1.
So
that was, to me, that's when the game was over, because our defense couldn't stop anything. That Derek Carr was slicing us up at that point in time.
So just to switch games real quick, what did you think about that Cowboys and Chiefs, or Cowboys and Charger game?
I would like to take this moment to actually ask Heck a question real quick. You'd say Dak Prescott's a million times better than Big Ben, right?
Right now, yes.
Okay. So I'm going to read off some stats for you real quick.
Oh, he's got the receipts.
This is more so not to bury Dak, 'cause I actually really do like Dak, but more so to prove, hey, Big Ben's not washed. Okay, so I'm going to read off some stats. One quarterback had 295 yards, 1 tutty, 1 pick. One quarterback had 237 yards, no tutties, 1 pick. Now, typically, you'd say, okay, the one with the more yards in the tutty was probably Dak. Nah, man. Big Ben had more yards. He had a tutty, And I don't know. Chargers have a good defense, so maybe it's not really a fair thing to say, but I don't know, man. I think Big Ben is playing on par, or, I think he's still maybe top 20 quarterback. Top 15 would be debatable. And my thing is, when that defense is healthy, he doesn't need to be top 10. Doesn't need to be that. But to go to the Cowboys-Chargers game, I don't know, man. I feel like your defense has always been really, really good. They just never gave you turnovers. And you guys have more turnovers, I think, now than you did all of the last 2 seasons. You guys have, I think, 6 right now.
Yeah.
4 off of Brady and then 2 right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. And again, it's nothing against Dallas, but my thing is if the Steelers had 6 turnovers right now and they were only scoring 20 points, they were only scoring 29 points, y'all would bury them. Y'all would say, hey, they're not it. They're not there. I mean, they had a special teams play against the Bills, and you guys said, yeah, but that's not going to happen every week. That's the only reason why they won. It's like, buddy, why can't we just celebrate it? Like, where are we at?
So you're assuming that I'm gonna be on a high horse this week because the Cowboys won, and that I'm just gonna go off on deck. So number one, yeah, we got the dub as far as the Cowboys, but I still don't think that they played at their highest level. Now they're showing improvements. I will say that the defense is getting turnovers, but what they're not doing is actually stopping the ball. The Chargers didn't punt one time all game. They were, if it wasn't for some either bad execution on plays, penalties, and picks in the end zone, the Chargers should have won that game. And so, to me, right now, the Cowboys they're not doing good in the red zone. They didn't score a touchdown the whole second half. And so, they should be counting their blessings right now on winning that game. And this is kind of what we've seen from the Cowboys for the past couple years is the red zone. They're very deficient in the red zone. They don't finish it. They can run the ball on anybody. They can move down 90 yards.
I have a question. How do we feel about the time management by Mike McCarthy at the end of the game?
So I really was going back and forth on it, right? At first, I'm like, that was stupid, right? You get close, you win the game. Now, I think a big role that had to play with that was Amari got hurt on like the play before.
When does he ever not get hurt?
Well, he came out. He's still playing. He's still playing hood. But you had about 32 seconds on the clock. You had one timeout left. I'm thinking they're either gonna clock the ball, which they couldn't because then it would have been a fourth down. So I'm like, call the timeout. And to me, number one, it was bad time management. Either way. But in order for him to run it down and you take that chance of a 56-yarder, it was almost like they had the attitude of, even if we go over to overtime, we're going to win this game.
Right.
So it was like one of those like, okay, he makes it, we win, cool. If not, we go into overtime. I'm not going to leave them time on the clock on on close to their end zone so they can get close. I'm just going to run it down, kick it. If he misses it, we go into overtime. And I feel like they had the attitude of, we're still going to win this game.
Right.
But they're not. They are not finishing in the red zone, and that's something that, me personally, Dak isn't.
Do you feel like Dak is pushing the ball down the field this year?
The thing is I really don't like that stat.
Which one?
I know the whole who's passing the ball 15 yards or more down the field. That's fine. You showed me those numbers. He can though. The thing is like, it was kind of like how Joe was saying with Big Ben is like, if the defense is playing good, why are you going to put the ball in harm's way if you can still do what you want with your offense?
Well, I don't think it's that he can. I think it's more so they're not doing it much. There's a difference. For example, on that list, there was a quarterback. I can't remember what quarterback it was, and I was like, all right. I think it was
Lawrence is like top 3 in that.
It was Patrick Mahomes. I think it was Patrick Mahomes. And I was like, all right, we know Patrick Mahomes, Joe, we know he's got one of the best arms in the league. Am I not? Am I correct?
I'd say he has one of the strongest arms.
Yeah.
Now, that list is not more so of like, look who's at the top. It's more so look who's at the bottom. That's a small sample size, but when we'll take a look back at that list, like at the like midway through the year, and if I feel like if you're at the bottom of that list, you are, I guess at that point you would be a product of your own coaching, if that makes sense. Like quote unquote Jared Goff. What do you got to say about that? Yeah.
I don't know, man. Jared Goff, he's one of those quarterbacks where he has all the potential. He just doesn't. He has like two personalities.
But
He can
but
either be really good or really bad.
but not in relation to Jared Goff. I'm talking about specifically. Why are you not pushing the ball down the field? Quarterbacks, not just Jared Goff.
I don't know. It depends on your personnel, man. Realistically.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
I mean,
Okay.
doesn't push the ball down the field.
Did,
much
did you
because
say
they-
it depends on your personnel?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, what I mean by that is you're not going to be throwing Julian Edelman 80-yard bombs down the side.
Well, he's not in the
He's not
league.
the fastest. He's not the big. Yeah, I know, but that's the first person that came to my mind. You know, if you don't have the personnel like that, then you're not going to be doing it. I think certain teams, you're going to play to your strengths. Like, I'm going to use Dallas as an example here. They're such crisp route runners. You're not going to want them running in a straight line. You're going to want them to be in a position where they can fool the defender and get open. That's where they excel. And if that's below 15 yards, so be it. I think that's something that needs to be considered there, and that's part of the reason why I don't necessarily like that stat. I know last year, what really killed the team was that whenever I'm talking about the Steelers now, what really killed them is whenever they would push the ball down the field, you don't have a player that's trying to get the ball, you have a player that's trying to get the flag.
Well, you do have Deontay Johnson.
Huh?
You do have Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, but he had the most drops in the NFL last year.
But his skill set is to stretch the field, is it not?
I mean, Eric Ebron's skill set's to get wide open in the middle of the field, and he drops things left and right.
But his skill set is to stretch the field. I feel like every team has a receiver that has a skill set to stretch the field, at least one.
Sure.
okay, but this is what I'll say about that stat. Like, me personally, it's more of a game by game basis, and it comes down to the identity of your team. And for example, last week the Cowboys didn't really run the ball. They didn't really rush the ball. They passed it more than anything. Now this week they come in running the ball. So I think it also comes down to your opponent. And now I don't necessarily like that stat, but especially in like the first couple weeks, because we're still trying to find out who each team really is. Now, just because a quarterback doesn't throw it all the time down the field doesn't mean it's a bad quarterback. That's a very less likable catch, especially depending on how he said with your personnel, your receiver.
I disagree.
So okay, on that, you think Trevor Lawrence is playing high at a high fucking level right now?
That list doesn't mean
No,
that,
I answer my question. Is he playing at a high level?
no.
He's not. But he's top 3 on that list.
But that has nothing to do with playing at a high level. If you look at that list, there's another quarterback on there. There is
Tua.
there
Tua
is
too.
No,
He
Tua's
was
not
on
on that
that.
list. No,
Yeah, he
There's
is. Tua's right there.
Tua is in the
Teddy Bridgewater is right there.
Tua is is right under Patrick Mahomes. Trevor Lawrence is pushing the ball down the field the most out of everybody. That's not what that list means. That because you push the ball down the field does not mean you're a good quarterback. That's not what that list means.
But you're like specifically judging the quarterbacks off that list.
No, I'm saying what this list is saying, they're not pushing the ball down the field. That is what this list is saying. These are accumulative rate stats that say that. That they're not pushing the ball down the field. You look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady is pushing the ball down the field the second most out of everybody. Then Russell Wilson, then Derek Carr, and Baker Mayfield is on there, and I don't know who the fuck Davis Mills is. And then you got Aaron Rodgers, and then Daniel Jones. What is it that you don't like about this list? I'm just perplexed by it.
Maybe.
No, and then you said, is Trevor Lawrence the best quarterback because he's pushing the ball down the field the most? That's not what this list. That's not what this list.
Okay,
means.
so maybe the way you're explaining or asking a question and pertaining it to the quarterback. What are you asking about the quarterback that are on those lists? What are you asking of them? What do you want us to
I'm
judge
saying,
off that list?
I'm saying why is Jimmy Garoppolo not pushing the ball down the field? Why is Andy Dalton not pushing the ball down the field? Why is Dak Prescott not pushing the ball down the field? Matt Ryan, Mac Jones, Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill. All these people are under 10%. What is it? What do you think it is? Why aren't they pushing the ball down the field? Because I could tell you.
So are you?
I
feel like that question is open ended, real quick.
Okay.
Because are you asking me about the quarterback or are you asking me about the team? Because a lot of times, hold on. Yeah, I let you speak. A lot of times, it's depending on what your offense is, what your identity, what. Of course, Baker's not pushing the ball because they run the ball damn fucking good. You don't need to fucking push the ball if you can run the fucking ball and you got a damn good defense.
Of course, he's not.
Yeah, keep using what works until it doesn't.
You're not making sense because he's high on the list.
Okay, he is high, but what I'm saying is
no. You just made a hypocrite comment. You said he's not, but the list says he is.
Because he also now that's a
hold on.
Well, let me speak. Let me speak. That because that's depending on his offense. He has a damn great running game, and so it opens up the passing game,
right.
And you can go down there. Now, we've already talked about the Cowboys. If you want to talk about Dak Prescott, right now they still trying to find themselves. Mike McCarthy's still trying to find themselves. They're not playing at that level that I think they can really play. They've shown good movements. They're starting to make adjustments and do things differently. And I think after so many years of doing the same thing, now they're trying to switch it. They got to see what works. And just because he doesn't push the ball down the field, that's what it's been 2 games though too, bro. Like it's been 2 games.
Right, it's been 2 games, but I'm going to say something. So this is my thing. Okay, Joe, this is my thing. Ryan Tannehill was in a shootout against Kyler Murray, was he not? Are you there?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm here. Was he?
Week 1, Ryan Tannehill they basically had no running game, correct?
Yeah, but they were getting blown out.
Exactly. Remember that? So
Sure.
to get back into that game, what did they have to do?
Whatever works best.
Right, but they obviously didn't run the ball, correct? How many rushing yards did Derrick Henry have?
I don't have the stats right now, but he did look like a bust after week 1. So we'll see.
So basically, what all I'm saying is, I look at this list, and I see, okay, Ryan Tannehill, you're in a position where you need to throw the ball, right? You need to throw the ball. And it's not everybody's job to throw down the field. It's not. It's really not. But when I look at this list and I see you're at the bottom of the 10 percentile, and I see that you're in a game where it's like, you've got what's his name? AJ Brown, and what's the other guy's name? And Julio Jones. Some fishy's going on here. Am I not right or am I wrong?
For the Titans case, yes. You're right.
Okay. Now, we look at let's see, we've got Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen. Now, Adam Thielen is not someone who stretches the field, right? But who does? Justin Jefferson. So and he's had 81 total pass attempts, and he's under the 10 percentile of basically stretching the field. Does that not make you scratch your head as to where, like, you also were in a situation where you have to throw the ball, and it makes you think, why aren't these guys throwing the ball down the field? I'll let Hector take the floor and answer that.
On what?
On what I just said.
Can I hop in on that?
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you're asking the question as why these teams aren't pushing the ball down the field when they're in obvious situations when they should push the ball down the field, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So the defense knows these guys got to push the ball down the field. Nothing deep, nothing cheap.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
Why would I pass into what the defense wants to defend instead of throwing for 15 yards like the list talks about? I'd rather throw for 10 and let my speedy wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, my Adam Thielen, who's kind of like a big, tough guy, I'd rather them catch the ball in space, make a guy miss, get out of bounds, save the clock, as opposed to taking a bomb deep down. Now, if they adjust to that and it's like, okay, we got single coverage on the guy that's going deep, then yeah, by all means. But it also depends on what the defense is doing. And I don't think that that's being taken into account here. You got to look at what defense you're playing and what they're doing. I'm going to bring up the Steelers real quick. The Buffalo Bills have some of the best corners. Tre'Davious White's one of the best corners in the NFL. You're not passing deep on him.
Right.
The Raiders corners, they're not on that level, so the Steelers aim to pass deep more this week. They passed deep like twice last week. This time it was more like 15, 16 times. I even messaged you every time they did. So it definitely depends on what the defense is giving you. You don't want to play into what the defense is trying to say. Yeah, pass deep. You're gonna throw into triple coverage. We're gonna get a pick and ice the game. So you got to take what the defense is giving you. And I don't think this list properly shows that.
You take what the defense is giving you. That is correct. You also have the opposite of that. You take what you want, and I get not everyone has the same playbook, the same mentality. Look at Bruce Arians. Who does Tom Brady play for? Bruce Arians. What is their motto?
No risk it, no biscuit.
It's they're going to stretch the field. They're going to stretch the field. And what was Brady's motto when he was with the Patriots? How many times they rarely stretched the field?
I think with them, though, they would just dink and dunk you to death until you adjusted to that, and then they'd hit Gronk deep. I mean, that's what they would always do to the Steelers, I should specify.
Yeah, you
Right.
also, you got to remember on that one. You got to remember on that one as well, like last year, they were pushing down the ball down the field a lot. They were running Bruce Arians' offensive system, and they didn't look good. Like it seemed like Brady was trying to adjust and do what was right by Arians, but it just didn't work for him. And they actually ended up switching middle of the season and kind of blending in a little bit of what Brady likes, blending in what a little bit of Arians likes.
But it's still a stretch down the field offense.
I feel you, but I think I guess maybe I'm just lost, honestly.
Because the whole thing,
like it just depends on your offense.
I'll relate to the NBA. If you see a superstars and their free throw percentage, right, and you'll see names up there that have good free throw percentage, but then you see superstars at the bottom of the free throw percentage, and it's like, damn, LeBron James shoots 60-some% from the free throw line. It raises your eyebrow, and it's like, what's going on? You get what I'm saying?
Not really.
Yeah, well.
I think some people are just good at certain things. Like, yeah, every team has a deep threat, but how good is that deep threat? Just because he's a deep threat, maybe you're not gonna take a deep threat. Like, I'll bring up the Cowboys. They played against the top 3 defense week 1. Chargers, I feel like they're gonna be a top 10 defense this year.
Chargers?
Yeah. Derwin James has been hurt for the past 3 years. He's finally healthy. Defense is looking a little bit better. I think they got a good chance here. Especially, hold on. If the offense is going to be throwing 2 picks a game, let me change my mind. But
and then the whole thing with Trevor Lawrence on here that I see is
he's playing from behind.
How many picks does he have? 4, right? He has 4. He threw 3 in the first game, and then he threw 1 in this last game. Why do you think he's getting those picks?
Probably because he's forcing the ball.
He's forcing the ball. Yep, exactly. That's what these numbers are basically telling me. And then I don't know for some reason why Baker Mayfield is up here, but that was another one that was surprising to me.
I was not surprised by that. Their motto: run. They're gonna run the ball down your throat. You're gonna bring in linebackers. They're gonna stop the run. They're gonna beat you over the top.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield was also one of the most accurate quarterbacks coming out of college, so he's got the talent.
Yeah.
He just hasn't proved it in the NFL. I almost said MLB.
And then Josh Allen has he's they're always raving about his big arm. He does push the ball down the field, and it's evident on here. Even Big Ben. Big Ben is 14th. He has 14. So, you know how you were saying that Big Ben is not done and all this and all that?
Mm-hmm.
I think he throws a lot of, even in the game, Hector, I don't know if you saw it too, he throws a lot of lame ducks.
Yeah. Like no velocity. Anymore.
Like it's almost like a fair catch. To that you say what?
He's like playing 500.
Well,
hey, Fatar! Mystery box!
it's hard to say. What I'm noticing is that in those situations, he's throwing a 50-50 ball to Chase Claypool. Everyone raved about Chase Claypool last year, saying he's got the exact same measurements as Megatron.
No.
50-50 ball, receiver, jump up and catch
No.
Ben doesn't need to make an accurate throw there. The couple to Deontay Johnson, there's a few of them where he stopped running. He ran a different route that Ben saw. We could beat him deep. Johnson didn't see it. He ran inside. Ben threw up. There was one that was a pick, and then one that didn't mean anything. Like I said, he's at the point where he's not quite like Peyton Manning in his final year, where the ball kind of like farts out of Peyton Manning's hand. But he's getting there. Like we're talking 2 years from now, no way. But I think this year he's going to be decent enough to try and, hey, we just got to get it in their zone, complete it, go from there. I feel like he throws a catchable ball. It's not too hard. You should just be able to pick your hands up and catch it. It's not going to be shooting through your hands. So that's why it pisses me off when we have so many drops. Because it's like, bro, you got to catch that.
Yeah, well, anyways, I guess we'll have you on here for a little bit more. What do you make, huh?
I said, okay.
What do you make of the whole Chiefs-Ravens game? Are you smoking on that Mahomes pack right now?
It's hard for me to say because I hate the Ravens, so I don't even want to. Like, I wanted both teams to, be honest. I want both quarterbacks to get hurt. I wanted it to be a tie.
Oh my God!
I hate both teams. But what I will say is that's part of the reason why I changed my tune, because you and I were talking all on Sunday about the game, and at first I was like, no, we were hurt, bro. That's the reason why you guys want we were hurt. Bro, the Ravens are just as hurt, if not more. If they can go into I guess they were at home, but if they could beat the Chiefs while they're hurt, the Steelers should be able to beat the Raiders. So with that being said, I think it's more, I don't know if the Chiefs were feeling themselves. They're like, yeah, we're like 3-0 against this team. They're missing their running backs. They're missing their best corner. We're going to walk all over them. Should have been a blowout. But instead, all anyone's talking about is how, man, the Chiefs defense needs to get better. So, I don't know. My takeaway from it was I think the Chiefs were feeling themselves. They got a little too cocky walking in there, and the Ravens smacked them in the face.
All right, Heckelek, what you think about that game?
No, I think it was a damn good game. Number one, it was a real back and forth. I mean, the thing is the Ravens still have a pretty good defense. That way, they have a good defense, and the Chiefs still got to do whatever they wanted to do up against them. So that just kind of speaks to what the Chiefs are. I mean, I think we're witnessing something in the Chiefs where, they should win every game. They should win every game. They're a damn good team, but I think what they weren't ready for. Well, the Chiefs defense, I feel like this year has even taken a step back from last year. They're getting ran on a lot, and they can't seem to stop that run. And what the thing is you only really have Tyrann Mathieu that's out there that's a dog in the secondary. The other ones, they weren't getting cooked, but at the same time, the Ravens don't have an elite receiving core. I don't really believe that they have a number one either. They have speedy, shifty guys, but like with Hollywood Brown, he's a damn good receiver, but those 50-50 balls, you can't throw them up high to him.
He's a one-dimensional receiver.
Yeah, and
like Amari Cooper.
Verdict's out on that. He's playing good this year. And but
CeeDee Lamb is their best receiver.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then Michael Gallup.
Yeah. But I think, when it comes to
and then Blake Jarwin.
No, Don Schultz, I think, won that tight end one position right there. And I'll say it right now, I think Pollard's
I was going to talk about that.
Well, I mean,
I was going to talk about that.
But Pollard should be number. Anyways, we're kind of digressing. With the Ravens and the Chiefs, though, man. I mean, Mahomes, I feel like, dude, I know you've done it and made a lot of magnificent throws and kind of like, what the hell is he doing? But there's got to be a time when you either got to take the sack or live to fight another day. Because, when you're going down like that, I know he can do it at times, but there's going to be those times where you throw that interception and it could really hurt you. And I feel like, honestly, that one interception late in that game, just kind of trying to throw it up to Kelsey and really missing him, I think that was the turning point of that game. I felt like the Ravens were like, oh, okay, kind of like they want to try and do that cute shit with us. Like, it fired them up a little bit. But at the same time, it was still a close game.
See, here's my take. Look. The Chiefs' defense is bad, and they're gonna get had. They haven't won a game in like 10 games where they won by like more than a touchdown or something like that. At some point they're gonna get had. Patrick Mahomes. The thing is, if CEH does not fumble, ain't nobody. We still smoking on that Lamar pack for the second week. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. What?
I said, you know what they say about if.
I know if. I know what if. But what I'm saying is I know that's the outcome, but it's like all it takes is one play to change the narrative. As where there's games where one play decides the game. But then there's the games where there were multiple plays that decided the game. Like Monday night. Like, there was no what if play.
Right.
You get what I'm saying, Joe?
Yeah.
Like in this case, we're singing a different tune. We're singing a different tune for the Cowboys. We're singing a different tune for the Cowboys if he doesn't miss the field goal. We're singing a different tune for the Vikings if they... the Cardinals, they start off 2-0, but what if the Vikings dude makes the field goal? Mm-hmm. They're one play away, is what I'm saying. I disagree with you because you guys clearly got outplayed, and they had to settle for field goals. They were in the red zone 3 times and settled for field goal 3 times. Well, I know, and that's that. I had told you, I was like, look, they're dominating this game up until the red zone. But anyways, that's here nor there. I do want to talk about a surprise player, a couple surprise players that caught my eye, and that is the linebacker for the Cowboys, who was not drafted. He was not drafted to do what he did on Sunday, and then. Is Zeke done?
I don't think Zeke is done, but I honestly, you got to give that to Pollard, man.
But
you got to look. They're not going to trade him. They're not going to let him go.
This is what I'm saying when I say he's done. Is he done being the bell cow back?
Oh yeah. I think he's done being that every down back. Now I don't think he's done in his abilities. I feel like what I'm noticing from Zeke is maybe like him counterintuitively trying to lose weight and be faster kind of hurt him on the power aspect of it. Because honestly, I've seen Zeke run through some people, take 2 or 3 people with him, and the kickback before the half, CeeDee Lamb takes it. He does all the work, flips it to Ezekiel, and I felt like
Great. Keep going. Just keep going. Technical
when it-
difficulties if y'all see a black screen on YouTube.
And I feel like at the end of it, he pitches it back to Ezekiel, and Zeke is like, it's like 3 yards, and I've seen him do it where he takes it. Not only that, you had another Cowboy behind you that was more than likely going to push you in and help you out. And he just literally got pushed out, like went flying. And you hardly see that from Zeke in the past. But we'll see what happens with Zeke. Pollard, you're playing your ass off. I've been on you for the past 2 years. I've been saying it. Pollard needs to start. Pollard needs more reps. I've been saying it for the past 2 years, and he has amazing balance, amazing footwork, amazing burst, and he can really see the field as a running back. I feel like, honestly, right now, Pollard's vision is a little bit better than Zeke's, and I think that's what's allowing his burst. But also, he's faster, and Pollard's he ain't that small. If you really see Pollard, he's stacked up and he has amazing balance where it's kind of hard to tackle him. He's very shifty. So I think Pollard right now, you need to get the starting nod. But I like what they're doing in the running back duo. I'd rather have a duo than just one running back that can do it all, to be honest with you.
Okay, to that you say what, Little Joe?
Good joke, actually, sir. Appreciate that.
Last time I remember, you were smaller than all of us.
Okay. I don't know, man. They're different running backs, man. Like, Ezekiel has always been the 3-down, run up the middle, tire out the linebackers, running back. You know, he did have burst and speed. I think the problem is that you have too many, too many weapons in a way. Because if you're not throwing the ball to CeeDee, if you're not throwing the ball to Cooper, you know, I'm not saying they're going to get mad, but I think Jerry Jones might be like, what for have the Ferraris in the engine if we're not going to use them, you know? And I think for Zeke, he's always been this kind of running back where he needs to run 3 plays, probably not going to get much, punt, run 3 plays, get a first down, probably have to punt, run, break an 80-yard touchdown. Heck, do you remember, I think it was in like 2018, 2017, Dallas versus Steelers, it came down to a 70-yard touchdown run from Zeke. You know, why did that happen? Because they started doing the play-action pass, and then the safeties couldn't come up and block Zeke in the middle. They had to stay back. And then Zeke just rushes through the middle and scores a tutty. So I think Zeke needs to be the guy. I think they need to focus on just Zeke, but at the end of the day, you're not going to do that. I think that's what Zeke needs. It's not what the team needs. Tony Pollard's more of a finesse guy. Heck said it, he's not the smallest dude. He's pretty big, but he's not like a down the middle 3 times in a row, just beat the crap out of a linebacker kind of running back like Zeke. Pollard is kind of, you know, he'll catch, he'll run,
But-
make a miss, make a move. So, no, I don't think Zeke is done. I just don't think they're currently using him to the best of his ability.
Okay, so you don't think they're using him to the best of his ability. I think if you are in the top percentile of salary, you demanded that salary for a certain reason, and you got to live up to that salary for a certain reason. That's basically my opinion on it. If you are a high paid quarterback, you need to put the team on your back. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that almost reigns less than on quarter. Like, not, I agree with you, but I think like using that term on a quarterback is kind of a lot of times it could be unjust because, or like it can't reign true to that because quarterbacks are probably the only position that you're paid by what the market says you are. Now, there's a lot of teams that will overpay for a quarterback just because they need somebody. Like, i.e., the Vikings and Kirk Cousins. He's good, but he's not, like, at that moment in time worth the second highest quarterback money, but because it moves. Now, when it comes to defensive ends, yes, running backs, receivers, they get paid on what you do. You see what I'm saying? And that's where, like, yeah, you should live up to your contract and everything like that, because at the end of the day, you have, especially like defensive ends and defensive tackles, when they get paid big, it's like you actually can impact the game in a very hard way.
At the end of the day, if you're taking a certain percentage of your team salary cap, I don't give a fuck what it is. You need to you're stopping the team from getting other players, and you need to basically let the results speak for itself as whatever position you're at, whether it be quarterback. What's that?
My rebuttal to that, though, man, is
Yeah.
the team doesn't have to sign them for that contract yet.
What's that?
The team doesn't have to sign them to that contract.
Exactly.
Yeah, he wanted to be the highest paid running back. Dallas didn't have to sign him, so I don't think the onus is on Zeke in that regard. It's on Jerry Jones and Dallas for signing that contract.
A lot of times bad deals are made.
No, I know. Bad deals.
You know what I mean?
Bad deals are made. But it at the end of the day, it's there's a reason why you get cut. There's a reason why you get traded. There's a reason why the money's not guaranteed. Because they felt some way about you. Derek Carr or Aaron Rodgers hasn't gotten traded. He hasn't gotten cut. You don't see players like that getting traded or cut because he's living up to that. He's living up to that bill. Tom Brady wanted to make a certain amount of money, and the Patriots didn't want to pay them or pay him. Now he did take. Was it you, Joe, that you didn't like that Tom Brady was taking pay cuts?
Yes and no. I like it because it means that he's willing to let the team be better, but I also don't like it because it's like, buddy, what about the next quarterback that's in your shoes? They're going to be expected to take a pay cut just because you did.
Now, here's what I think about this. What do you think about this? I feel like he was getting paid on the low.
Oh, well, this is what I've always
surprised me.
No, this is what I've always said, and this is why I hated the whole Tom Brady taking less to make the team better. Get the fuck out of here. You mean to tell me, look, if a quarterback takes less, or you're telling a quarterback to take less, a guy in Tom Brady, he was the face of the NFL. He is the face of the NFL. And even in then, he was making more money outside of the facility, outside of football, that a lot of other players don't get that chance. They don't get the endorsements. They don't get the sponsors. They don't get the deals that a lot of quarterbacks do because they are the face of a team. So people need to understand that it's a lot easier for a quarterback to take less money than a receiver, a defensive end, rusher, because at the end of the day,
it's a lot what?
It's a lot easier for a quarterback to take less money than it is for any other position. Because this is why. This is what I'm telling you. A running back's NFL span is 3 to 5 years.
The average NFL lifespan for any player is less than that.
Okay, I understand that. But if you're a top, we're talking about being a top dog and then slowly falling down the line as you get older, right? Running backs and receivers and any other position will go out the window way sooner than any quarterback will. You still have bum quarterbacks getting paid to be backups. They ain't even got to play. And backups make good money. Like, they still making those $3-4 million deals as a backup that the running back is getting per year as like an RB2, an RB1. You know what I mean? Like, that is kind of half, if not half, sometimes more than what top dog money is for a running back. because it's a lot harder to find. So if you're a top dog, if you're an elite quarterback, and you're just look, you want to win, but at the same time, you're getting a lot more endorsement deals than anybody else on your team. Yeah, your star defensive end gets a sponsor over here, an endorsement over here. Yeah, your receiver gets this and that.
So, but like, what are you saying?
What I'm saying is quarterbacks get so much more money outside of football because they are the face of a franchise. They are put on this pedestal where a lot of other positions, like a receiver, a running back, defense, any other position, doesn't really get that many deals or sponsors, that much money outside of football. So that's why they're always trying to fight for a big contract.
So you're saying that Baker Mayfield is the richest motherfucker?
No, I'm not saying that. See, you're twisting my word. If you hold on, take a step back. Let me restart it for you because you didn't listen to anything I said.
No, I did. I was making a joke out of it because I was getting somewhere, but you didn't let me finish it.
Well, you didn't let me finish. Hold up.
Well, I was just making a little fucking State Farm or whatever fucking joke.
Hulu.
No, whatever fucking commercial he comes out in.
Okay.
We always see him on fucking TV.
Well, but he probably is the richest dude on the Browns. I'm being honest. And he's not like elite.
Well, that's what I...
Oh, yeah, right. So
like
all I'm saying
we're on
is...
the same boat here.
Oh, okay. And that's why I hated...
OBJ.
Sterling Shepard. The thing is...
What?
He was on the boat too.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they started every season after that. They've started 0-2 since taking that picture. Anyways, I digress. I always honestly hated that argument of Tom Brady takes less, because Joe is kind of right in that sense. Because now you put the pressure and the stress on every other quarterback behind you, every other young quarterback that like fought and grit. Because let's be honest here. Tom Brady was well off with or without football. You see what I'm saying?
No, I know. I'm talking about strictly team salary cap.
Mm-hmm.
Not what the fuck they make outside of the...
No,
the field.
and that's what I'm saying is he helped his team by taking those cuts, but it's not like he wasn't getting money elsewhere.
But that I'm not... I don't care if Tom Brady is a billionaire outside of he's the richest person outside of football, and he's taken that doesn't matter. I'm talking about impacting the ability for your team to sign X amount of players by them taking less. Like, you're more so on like, yeah, he's taking less money, but he's also making more money over here.
But that plays a role though too.
So what I'm saying is, I wouldn't be surprised if he was getting paid on the low.
From the Patriots?
Like, hey, Tom Brady. Hey, Joe, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I had you guys on mute.
Oh, well. Hey, well, we'll let you go. We'll finish this conversation. We
I didn't want to breathe into the speaker.
Okay, all right, okay. So look, this is what I gotta say. Look.
Next time, Joe, you better roll through.
Yeah, we want to hear you breathe in person. Okay. Okay, this is what I'm saying.
I'm talking strictly from a conversation.
This is what I'm saying. No, this is what I'm saying. It wouldn't be surprised. Like, look, hey, Aaron Rodgers is making $20 million a year, right? And Tom Brady's like, look, we'll mark it down. We'll make it look to the NFL that I'm getting paid $10 million, right? But how about you pay me that $10 million on the low? You get that money to sign X, Y, and Z, and we'll keep it on the low. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying this happened. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that came to light.
So you think?
Go ahead. I want to hear Joe breathe.
Hi.
So to that you say what?
So
You made him so nervous right now.
I wouldn't doubt if every team was doing that though. If every team was saying, "Hey, Christian McCaffrey, we'll make you the highest paid running back. You want $15 million. We'll sign you to a contract that says 10. We'll give you 5 on the low.
But he is the highest paid running back, or at one point. I'm talking about when you see a player that's of high caliber and you see them and you're like, whoa, he's worth more than that.
What? Well, hold on. Like, so, okay, besides QB, give me an example of another player.
I don't know. This was simply Tom Brady. He brought up that shit. I was just thinking about Tom Brady.
Because I'm trying to think of
I'm thinking of Patriots and Tom Brady.
Yeah, I think I never.
Big Ben, he took a pay cut.
Nah, he never took a pay cut.
He took one this year, but he fell off.
Ah, come on, bro. Like, yeah, you would take one at the end. You know what? Just make it $13 million this year.
He's getting his money.
Yeah. But anyways, Joe, you got anything else? Anything else you wanna get off your chest, off your breath?
You'd like me to breathe deeply in the microphone as I can.
Do it.
Speaking of Tom Brady and endorsements, man, I'm actually sitting here rocking my my bright red fluffy slides right now. I got them from work. They're UGG, and yeah, thanks a lot, Tom Brady.
Hey, you need hey, let me cop some of those.
I'll send you some pictures.
No, let me cop them. I don't want pictures. I want a
those
pair.
Ugg sandals?
I want a pair. Like
I
Yeah.
know what they look like.
okay.
Yeah, send me a picture too. Uggs are comfortable. I don't care what people say.
They're so
All right, hey,
I just
who y'all
wear the
play week
truffles,
3?
though.
Who y'all play week 3?
the Bungles.
Y'all going 2-1 or 1-2?
Hey man, I think we're gonna go 1-2.
Yep, I picked Cincy this week.
Against the Raiders, they're gonna miss again.
Ah.
Got hurt. The benefit here is, so I do have one thing to get off my chest. Actually, Chris Carter, man, that guy is annoying.
Where he's done on the shows though.
That's his right. I'm not judging on that. What bugs me about that guy is he's always like, "I'm a Hall of Famer. I know," and it's like, bro, you don't hear anybody else in the Hall of Fame saying, "I'm a Hall of Famer." So he made a criticism of Ben, saying Ben loves to be on the injury report. Ben loves to throw his coaches under the bus. I don't think that's true, but I do think Ben plays better when he's hurt, and he's got a pec injury. So watch.
You're like the Hector version of Dak Prescott with Big Ben.
No, he's worse.
Okay, as long as you admit that you're there. And
I'm there. Yeah.
And you say his words.
No, because I mean, damn.
So here's my thing, man. And I was texting you on Saturday, actually, and I think I realized this is why I don't really trust the Chiefs. Is because I was watching old film of Antonio Brown and Ben and that combination. It was the 2017 highlights. And I don't know, man. Tyreek Hill and Mahomes don't got nothing on Ben and AB as an offense. You know?
What?
Can I introduce you to Travis Kelce and Mahomes?
Huh?
Can I introduce you to Travis Kelce and Mahomes?
I think I'd rather have Le'Veon Bell, Big Ben, and Antonio Brown over.
Le'Veon Bell. Wow.
Isn't he on the practice squad?
What
for
a
the
blast
Chiefs
from
or
the
for
past.
the Ravens?
That also wraps into a point that Heck brought up earlier. Running backs don't have a shelf life. The guy was with the Steelers for 4 years. He only had 3 years that were successful, and then the 5th year he tried to like screw over the team so he could get a bigger contract. Gets a bigger contract, now he's a nobody.
Who?
Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon Bell.
Oh.
That's what I'm talking about. The players are always gonna. They always say this, and you hear a lot of ex NFL players say this. Your first contract better be your biggest. It has to be your biggest because you don't know when the second one's gonna come.
Le'Veon Bell is washed, but he did get paid by the Jets.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. He held out for that bag.
Again, he wanted $15 million a year, and they only gave him 13. And the Steelers were offering him 14.5, and he was like, "No, I need 15." They're like, "Dude, it's not in our cap. We literally cannot pay you 15 a year." And he's like, "Come up with 15."
Because Big Ben was making so much money.
Yeah, Big Ben should have taken a cut for that one.
Yeah, it should have been Big Ben.
Yeah, bro. Like, honestly, at that point in Big Ben's career, like, he was overweight. Like, you needed these guys. He should have taken a cut at that time or readjusted. Maybe not a cut, but let's go ahead and work the numbers to keep Bell. I feel like a lot of what Big Ben did in his contract is what killed the Steelers' drive.
Hey, this is a good show.
He did take out a pay cut. There's a reason why last year he was supposed to be the highest paid QB, or this year he was expecting to get like 41,000 this season. And that's because
41,000? Damn, that's a major ass pay cut.
They like, we'll take 5 and move it somewhere else. Don't pay me for $5 million for this year. Pay someone else. He was taking pay cuts, but at the end of the day, it was like they were stacking.
Yeah, of course he's gonna take it this year. We're talking about honestly, the Steelers had a chance, with AB and Le'Veon. They were a damn good team, and you still had Pouncey, you still had Villanueva, you had a good offensive line. Your defense was lackadaisical, but at the same time, it didn't matter. It's kind of like the Chiefs now. It's like they still got to do whatever they wanted to do, but the thing is you are gonna be in those nail biter games than the kind of really blowing out. And so it kind of shadows the fact that you have a high powered offense because your defense is just letting the other team keep up. But the thing is, I can't disagree with Big Ben though too. If that's his money, I'm not going to tell you to take less or nothing like that or take more, whatever. Like, you handle your business. That's your money. And that was the team's choice, was to kind of pick Ben or the latter, and they went with Ben. But I think what's killing the Steelers now, if I'm being honest, it is Big Ben in a way by not allowing him to groom a QB towards the end of his career. Like, he knows what time it is.
But that's also the Steelers, bro. They should have been grooming a quarterback.
No, I know, and that's what I'm saying is it's not solely on Ben. I'm not putting all this on Ben, but the Steelers as an organization to put everything and anything that they know into Big Ben solely is their fault.
Yeah, Ben has nothing to do with this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like Kobe Bryant and the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like at the end, like, bro, like Kobe's like.
Yeah, like Ben, they were like I'm sure Ben would have been like, he would have helped the team out or whatever, but they were like, nah, we got to get Ben. We got to get Ben. We got to give Ben what he wants. Like, they loved him.
I don't know, man. When they drafted Mason Rudolph, he went out and said, like, what are we drafting a quarterback for? We could definitely use a receiver or running back in that round.
That is true. You just drafted the wrong guy that says the N-word.
Ben was like, I'm not trying to teach nobody how to take my job. I think he's like that now, and he's trying to teach, what's his name? Mason Rudolph and, who do you teach for? What's his name? From Washington.
I don't know. Dwayne Haskins.
Now, but it's like it's a little too late, you know.
All right. Well, looking ahead, I just want to end the show by looking ahead at Week 3. Let's look at the marquee Week 3 matchups. We're not really going to talk about Panthers and Texans, are we? Thursday night game.
I got Panthers.
No.
I'm a Darnold guy.
Okay. Are we going to talk about Chargers and Chiefs? It's in Kansas City. Chiefs coming off a loss. Chargers coming off a loss. KC's favored by 6.5. Who we got in that one?
I picked the Chiefs.
Joe?
I think we'll go with the Chargers.
I got Chiefs. Okay. Let's move on down to... There's got to be an upset here somewhere. What about Bucks at Rams? Tampa Bay's favorite.
Oh, I got the Rams. I got the Rams on that one. I picked them on my pick'ems. I got Rams. I got the Rams. Mark it down.
Joe?
I got the Rams.
I'm gonna go Bucks.
You would, you Brady lover.
Yeah, you love Brady.
No, I just think he's. I actually fucking hate the guy. To be honest with you, when I was going through those highlights, you know how many good teams the Steelers had that they lost to the Patriots?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We got a good Monday night game. Eagles at Cowboys. We got the Cowboys favored by 4.
Oh, you already know. Eagles gonna take this one.
They are?
Yeah,
Eagles gonna win.
yeah. I feel like you really think I'd say that? No, of course Cowboys gonna take this one. No, Cowboys definitely gonna take this one. It's gonna be a good game. Um, uh, They run. Honestly, like when it comes to the Cowboys and the NFC East, they run the NFC East until further notice. So,
But the Eagles look good. They look like the second best team in the division this year.
they do, but they're always the second best team in the division. Besides, like every other year, we always switch in the division, and it's always whack.
Well, they're the last ones to win a title from that division.
Yeah, I know. It's like every other year we would switch every year on who would win the division up until like 2014.
Joe, who you got?
Probably Dallas. I think
Plus, it's their first home game.
balanced on both sides.
Dallas?
Mm-hmm.
They got a good offense. Washington has a good defense, but not a good offense.
Who'd you guys play week 1?
In Tampa Bay. In Tampa.
Oh, you guys haven't had a home opener.
Nah. This is going to be the first
That
one
could
on
be a
Monday night.
letdown.
I know. That's why I'm kind of like nervous. The difference is like.
Okay, what about Packers at 49ers?
I got the Niners in that one.
Give me Santa Clara.
Okay, that we got a lot of shit games this week. Bills, Redskins, Bears, Browns.
I actually
Ravens,
picked the
Lions,
Redskins to win that game.
Colts, Titans.
Wait, was it the Redskins?
Saints? Patriots.
Which Carson Wentz is hurt again.
Carson Wentz is hurt again.
Excuse me. I'm so sorry.
Tua is hurt
I am
again.
so sorry. There's just those quarterbacks, man, where, they're just.
You know how you guys were talking about like money and quarterbacks that like it's the team's fault.
I didn't say it was the team's fault.
What did you say?
I think it was the team's fault.
Okay, Joe said it was the team's fault. You said I don't know what the fuck you said. But basically, I kind of equate it to like a team basically, because Tua just made me think of this. A team basically put some big stock in you, a big investment in you, and you don't come through with it. That like sets your franchise back. Like if Tua is a bust, that team is good right now. And if Tua's a bust, like, that's going to set them back.
Yeah, it depends, though, because he's still on a rookie contract. So it's not really hurting him right now, if you really think about it. Because they can let him go and go sign a big free agent QB.
But where's that big free agent QB going to come from?
You never know. Honestly, like Deshaun Watson.
Well, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say Deshaun Watson, but he's not even. They couldn't like. He's not an option right now.
Okay, but even then, like now we're talking about like next year. Now, all they need is someone better than Tua.
No, I know I know that, but it's easier said than done. You can't pick a fucking quarterback off the thing. Is when you have a bust. It sets your franchise back, especially when you have a big investment in the first round.
Yeah, no, and I totally agree. I think it's just it's a much easier loss when it's a rookie quarterback, and especially like it's only his second year since they've had him, and that's still a pretty young team. That they've been drafting their own and keeping their own in a way. But that doesn't mean that, like, who knows how the season will go is what I'm saying. I think it's like if he's a bust and you do good without him still, but like, you're not going to make it to the promised land, that's where it like kills you.
So who's the best quarterback in the AFC North?
Probably Joe Burrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got Burrow this weekend.
Okay.
So his name, is it spelled like long ways?
Jackson. His running ability is unlike anything I've ever seen, but I need to see him pass against a quality defense.
Well, it ain't gonna happen this week. We'll have to wait like for another game for that.
Who?
Joe Burrow to see like him pass against a great defense.
No, I'm talking about Lamar.
Joe
Burrow out of the box is a million times better than Lamar and Baker.
Oh yeah.
I don't need to see much from him.
I'm not a big Baker guy, and I think Baker and Lamar are going to get paid.
Oh, definitely they're gonna get paid. The thing about it though, is like if Baker, okay, how we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
We can name what 6 or 7 quarterbacks at minimum, maybe better than Baker and Lamar in our eyes. It's all subjective, okay? It's all subjective, people. So the fact that they get paid and they're gonna be at some point the highest paid QB, that's what him and I were talking about. You know, in that sense of
you are what the market says you are.
Yeah, you are what they're the only ones that get paid by what the market says you are.
I know that.
No, and I was just saying that in relation to all the other positions earlier.
Well, every position is you are what the market says you are. The contracts keep going up.
No, they do, but I think it's a lot easier to fuck up on a QB than like a receiver or a running back.
It's a lot easier to. What do you mean?
Like sometimes you can get lost in the sauce with the QB if they have a good year, i.e., Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah.
I.e.,
no, but
like Jimmy, like with quarterbacks you could take a much smaller sample size and still get paid. Whereas other positions, you got to go like at least 2-3 years, prove your worth, and then look at it. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's still teams out there that will overpay just because you had a good game or a nice season, but it was riddled by injuries or whatever. They'll still take a chance on you. Whereas a defensive end could have an amazing season, but gets hurt the next season. They're like, well, you know, we're only going based off 2 years ago. I don't know how you're feeling right now. You know, but they'll still take a quarterback that just came off an ACL injury. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot because, like you said, they're a dime a dozen. And teams will still overpay for an average quarterback.
Okay.
I agree.
Well, anyways, that about wraps it up. That was like perfect timing right there.
Yeah, it was.
Joe, Lil Joe, was there anything you got to say?
Steelers going to Super Bowl.
Okay. How's the lightsaber maintenance coming along, Joe?
Hey man, ever since I got a girlfriend, I don't baloney about no more.
You don't what?
I don't play with my lightsaber as much.
No, but
I didn't. What are you talking about? I was just saying like, not you maintenance in it.
I don't know what's going on. If I was there, I would just look into the camera, smile, and wave. So just pretend that's what I'm doing right now.
so
Nobody said anything about a girlfriend.
Yeah, no, we're talking about lightsabers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said I don't play with my lightsaber now. I got a girlfriend.
Like as much, because I mean, I technically have a wife. I still play with it.
Yeah, marriage.
All right. Well.
All right. Well, that does it for this week's show. Thank you guys for joining us. Another episode of the TSR show. Obviously, we had some technical difficulties. We ain't going nowhere. But for my boy Smurf and my boy Joe, I'm your boy Heck. We'll catch y'all next week.
Hey, just real quick, Hector's throwing up a peace sign like this shit is recording right now, and it's not recording.
I know. I just noticed that.
Hey, later, Joe.
Hey, thanks guys. Talk to you later.
All right.
Right.
Love you, buddy.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
That was good.